Good morning, and welcome to the launch of version 2.0 of Compass Respond, the portable tactical response systems used by first responders for missions where wireless communications is not consistent or may not be available. Compass Respond leverages CompassCom real-time tracking platform, Motorola Astro P25 LMR networks, and also Esri ArcGIS mapping technology. My name is Brant Howard. I'm the founder and CEO of CompassCom, and I will be your moderator for today's events. In this world where we are doing more of these events versus trade shows or getting together in face-to-face meetings, we feel these are an important way to share data with you about our new products and new solutions available to the market today. As we do this, we like to engage the audience and get some feedback from you on what's going on in your world. So we will be asking a few questions, and when these questions come up, we'd appreciate you responding to them. If you are a particular first responder that deals with a mission, if you're someone in industry that deals with first responders or people on this list, click those as part of your mission as well to support them. So if you will answer these questions, then we will circle back around here in a little bit to discuss what the results were and how they pertain to our topics today. Since 1994, for over 26 years, the Compass family of companies have been providing solutions you can trust to empower results. Compass Data is a geospatial content provider focusing on being a leader in providing photo ID ground control around the world for the major imagery providers such as Digital Globe, Airbus, Google. The control freaks at Compass Data supply remotely sensed data using imagery, LiDAR, thermal data acquired by satellites, aircraft, drones, and mobile mapping platforms. Compass Data is also an important partner in the Compass Respond product by providing and integrating base maps for our customers that are meaningful for their mission or their workflow. Compass Drone is a provider of drone airframes, sensors, and software used by first responders and mapping professionals. We help agencies stand up their drone program by providing the complete solution, including FAA Part 107 training for pilots. These classes are intended for professional users and are tailored towards them being able to fly safely and legally without risk to meet their mission. CompassCom offers the most flexible end-to-end GPS tracking solution in the industry for commercial and public sector markets. Our mission is to develop a standard set of software solutions that can be configured to support your client's workflow to empower efficiency, enhance safety, and enable accountability to achieve operational excellence. Working with business partners such as Motorola Solutions and Esri, we connect teams to empower any agency on any mission to make critical decisions. We deliver on-premise, portable tactical, and managed cloud-based solutions for more than 100,000 mobile assets around the globe, enabling customers to get the right resource to the right place at the right time. Our tracking solution enables customers to have real-time situational awareness as using the hardware in the field that matches their workflow over the wireless network that provides the coverage needed and displays the asset location and status on mapping data fit for their mission. We support users from public safety, law enforcement, fire, EMS, public works, DOTs for snow fighting and sweeping, utilities, defense, petroleum refineries to track their employees across, in some cases, square miles of facilities, and national government security. We provide results and consulting and training and support for our solutions. We offer a full suite of software products on-premise with CompassTrack Enterprise. CompassWorks is our hosted and managed cloud solution. CompassCom for developers allows integrators to pick and choose the apps and the Compass LDE server to build their own system. And Compass Respond, which we're excited about our new version today, our portable tactical solution. CompassCom offers GIS-centric solutions that are flexible and reliable and can be configured to meet your mission and workflow requirements. Our users speak to our experience in understanding the needs of the market we serve. We provide location data that works for you. When security is paramount, we install hardened systems behind secure firewalls for defense, utilities, national security, and petroleum refineries. Hosted cloud-based solutions for agencies that are looking to share data with their team members with a web login to enhance operation. This has been a very helpful tool for many of our government clients that are now having to work with the work-at-home environment with COVID. Now, with simply a login through the internet, they get into a secure solution that enables them to manage their fleet and their workflow. The portable tactical solution is used for defense training and safety applications on ranges and also on National Guard training, as well as in responding to about any kind of incident where you need consistent wireless communications. DOTs for snow fighting, keep transportation network flowing. When your tasks are to support critical operations, we have the experience and the solutions to support your mission. This is an overview of the CompassCom platform, which enables the solutions I've been discussing. It's an equation that moves from left to right that takes multiple different types of sensors, radio, GPS-enabled devices to generate location, whether it's a handheld radio, whether it's a mobile modem that's in a vehicle. We track tablets, laptops, just about any kind of device out in the field with sensors such as plow up, plow down, emergency button, shotgun release, are all included in that left side of the equation. That data comes through and then it's communicated via a wireless network. That wireless network can be a Motorola LMR system. It can be an LTE cellular-based system. It can be, we are also doing some work now with DeLorme on remote sensing systems for satellite-based tracking in very remote areas. All of these communication methods can be melded into our Compass LDE, Location Data Engine Server, which then brings the data in as a very high-speed and dependable processor, stores it in a SQL database, and serves it out in a REST or a stream data format. On the right side of the equation are the apps that leverage that data. It could be Compass Track, our viewer. It could be Compass Reports, our reporting and on-the-fly analytics tool. And it could be Compass Respond as well. We have output connectors that support our Esri partners for a GeoEvent server. We also have an ArcGIS Online connector. We also have Esri map services that enable Power Esri users to develop their own viewer experience. We deal with the left side of the equation, which is the most difficult, bringing disparate hardware and communication systems together and delivering them into applications that our clients or our users can make decisions with. We also have an open API that's used to go into computer-aided dispatch systems to drive information into their display. And we also have a connector for CityWorks, which is an asset management, Esri-based asset management system, with the goal to put all the capability in one display instead of having to move from different views to different views. This platform is the core of what we use for Compass Track Enterprise on-premise, for Compass Works, our hosted solution, and also we combine the Compass LDE with the radio interface and our Compass Track viewer for what we're talking about today as Compass Respond. So now we want to look at the answers of our first poll. So as you can see, we have a lot of folks from law enforcement and search and rescue on here attending today. We also have some of our friends in the Defense Department as well. So we have a nice mix of folks that are interested in this technology. And as you look at these users, many of them are mobile, portable, showing up on site and need a solution. They aren't necessarily dealing with their environment that they have control over for wireless. So it is definitely a very good mix that meet the needs, that have needs that Compass Respond can meet. Do we have the other answer up as well?
If you just scroll down now.
Okay. So what I'd like to do now is introduce John Gallagher. John is our manager of sales and marketing for Motorola globally. John is going to go into the details of how Compass Respond can help in your mission.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Grant. Let me just clear that out of the screen. Okay, let's talk about what Compass Respond is. It's a portable Astro radio tracking system that provides an off-the-grid simplex radio solution which captures the location data of the radios regardless if the radio user is on foot, with his portable, or in a vehicle, and we are receiving location data from the mobile radio. When there is no LMR or LTE coverage, you can still bring an Astro radio tracking system with you to assist in various emergency, non-emergency events. If enhanced situational awareness, increased safety, and security driven by real-time decision-making would be critical to the outcome of the mission, Compass Respond should be your first choice. For operations requiring greater LMR coverage, you can deploy Compass Respond with a portable P25 repeater. Depending on the location of the repeater and local RF conditions, you could achieve a significant expansion of the Compass Respond LMR coverage footprint. When deployed with the repeater, we believe Compass Respond is the most effective and reliable last-mile solution for off-the-grid tactical operations. As you can see, the system has been designed to provide a complete jump-and-run solution. CompassCom provides the complete solution. Compass Respond is delivered pre-installed on a ruggedized laptop, and the system is delivered protected by a robust Pelican case. Later on in the event, we'll be providing more detailed information about the various components of the solution. So let's now talk about the key features. The Compass Respond product is feature-rich and includes many of the CompassCom developed features found in our traditional Compass Track 7 enterprise system. The end user can implement the system selecting from the following broad range of features that will deliver an enhanced geospatial view of assets and resources. You can configure the APX subscriber to simply transmit location on a regular cadence that can be set to a frequency that best meets mission requirements. Location data can be transmitted as frequently as every 30 seconds. If you need to immediately locate a radio, you can use our poll feature to request the location of one of your radios. This feature is located on the Compass Respond viewer interface. When the information is transmitted, the viewer will automatically center the map at the location of the radio. If the radio does not respond to the polling request, you can use our find feature that will query the Compass Respond database and provide the system operator with the last known location of that radio. In the event that the mission does not require a predetermined reporting cadence, you have the option of using the Compass Respond location on push-to-talk. This feature simply transmits the radio's location when the radio user presses their push-to-talk button. Additionally, a key feature is the emergency button. In an emergency situation, the subscriber radio can be configured to automatically transmit their location whenever the emergency button is pressed on the radio. As with the poll and find features, when the emergency button is pushed, the viewer will immediately center on the map on that radio while providing both a visual and audible alarm on the laptop computer. Compass Respond includes advanced geofencing and georouting capabilities. These features allow the end user to define and draw geofences or georoutes directly on the map displayed on the viewer screen. This feature provides alerts as assets enter or leave the geofence or georoute area. This capability can be used as a pre-planned or event-driven feature. Most importantly, all location data from the radios is written to the database installed on the laptop. A key CompassCom feature called Replay allows incident supervisors to replay the recorded location of the radios to provide support for an after-action analysis. This historical record can be used to develop response improvements, training programs, also provide proof for an incident investigation that the agency response was executed in compliance with agency policies and procedures. I think we're going to move to poll question number 2 now. Okay, just as you did before, we'd appreciate it very much if you would look at these questions about the consistent available of wireline support and or wireless support during missions that you conducted, and what networks do you most depend on when conducting your missions. Thank you very much for your responses, and we'll continue. The benefits of the Compass response system are clear. Supervisory personnel have the ability to determine the location of their assets. As we all know, ground conditions will change quickly, and having the accurate location of team assets allows you to quickly determine how to deploy the right resource at the right time to the right location. This efficiency will shorten response times, and that translates into team safety and the safety of the public. We believe that you should be interested in Compass Respond if your organization must meet the requirements to support any of the following missions. Obviously, we support our Department of Defense customers, primarily in military-based security, force protection. Law enforcement missions are completely supported in general. The emergency search and rescue operations, the wildland firefighting community, industrial site security, disaster response, hazmat incident response. We could take a deeper look at one that is fairly common, and that is the use of CompassCom to deal with search and rescue emergency operations. A common use case for us would be in parks and forests managed by either state and local or federal government agencies. In a typical situation, as we'd all imagine, would be something as simple as a lost child in the park. And as that situation develops, search and rescue operation launches with Compass Respond. The search and rescue team is equipped to ensure all areas are searched in the area that has been defined. The search is documented for future after-action analysis, as we discussed with the replay feature. And the constant awareness of SAR teams' locations allow a rapid response to evolving information. This capability ensures the most rapid response possible, most importantly in a location that is not served by the installed LMR or LTE service providers. During any search and rescue operation, I know we'd all agree time is always of the essence. So I think we may be getting some answers. Yep, here they come. Okay, so we have some of our community has communications available 100% of the time. And then from that area, we start to see other people that have up to and including never any communication support. So I think if we look at the responses, and of course we are always engaged with our customers, having the ability to operate off the grid is of primary importance in many events and operations missions that have to be accomplished and accomplished successfully. Now, let me see here. Okay, at this time, I'd like to introduce Brandon Gilhooly, who is our Director of Product Development, and he is going to provide greater detail on a number of the topics that I addressed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. As John said, I'm going to highlight some of the various components that are included in the Compass Respond kit. So when we're investigating a ruggedized laptop to include with the system, we weren't just looking at horsepower. There were many different considerations. One of them was, what sort of features did it operate for outdoor use in harsh conditions? What sort of battery life did it have? Did it have the ability to sideload data, maps, base maps? And also, what sort of warranty was included? So we came up with the Dell laptop Latitude 5420. I won't go through all the details here. You can find this online, or if you have questions, you can contact us. But I would like to highlight a couple items. It is a standard off-the-shelf laptop. There is no special IT considerations that need to be considered to maintain the system. It's a Windows 10 Pro operating system. It's a solid-state drive, proven Intel i5 processor. One of the important items is it has a monitor optimized for bright sunlight conditions. Has a rubber-coated keyboard to protect from the elements. And as I mentioned before, the USB port, so you can sideload maps to get your own custom maps as base maps into the viewer. Includes 2 batteries. Oh, wait. One slide back, please. Okay. It includes 2 different batteries. One is a long life one, and then one is a quick charge express battery. And another really important item is Dell provides a 3-year unlimited warranty on site. You have a problem, you call Dell, they show up. Okay, and we thought that was a very important aspect, especially working in sort of harsh conditions and working in harsh conditions. Lastly, it's packaged in a ruggedized carrying case. This is just a picture of all the various components in the Compass Respond offering. Again, it comes enclosed in a Pelican case. Everything is custom cut to fit in its own space, so it's safe for transport. The laptop, customer provided radios, the chargers, the data cables, the battery chargers, so on and so forth. That's what you would see right there. That's the Compass Respond deployment package. Okay, going a little into the desktop viewer. We are a 25-year business partner with Esri. I don't know if everyone's familiar with Esri. They are the 800-pound gorilla in the market in the mapping industry. They have a history of proven and popular and proven development tools, which we decided to use. So it's using the Esri.net development kit. During development, we considered many different things during the design. The big one was standard map navigational tool sets. Big buttons, easy to use, easy to find, easy to locate. Okay. The Respond package comes deployed with a customer-specific AOI base map, part of standard offering. The user interface is available in English or Spanish. In fact, actually, it's just a configuration item. It's the same install. In the event you might need to switch back and forth, it's the same install. We have a thorough quick start guide to get you up and running, quick deployment, get you up and running quickly, as well as a more extended, more involved, more detailed user manual. And shortly, we'll have training videos available from the CompassCom website. This is just a screenshot of the viewer, and Haas is going to go a little more into detail about the viewer in a second. But again, I just want to point out the toolbar across the top. Big, fat, ugly buttons. If you got big, fat fingers like me, you can press them easily and simply navigate through them. You can also, the specialized tool sets are along the left side of the viewer. So you can toggle through the various panes and access the functionality that we've provided within the viewer. We have some specific to base maps, some specific to geofencing, specific to historical replay, and geofencing.
Also an important feature, Brandon, is the breadcrumbing down there as well. So you can see where members of the team have been and traces and tracks and be able to analyze other areas you might want to cover. As I wanted to mention, and I didn't mention earlier, we have in the presentation a Q&A session that Zoom supports. If you have questions, please send them out to them. We'll respond to them as we get near the end of the presentation. But I did want to remind you of that. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. I didn't go into the specific features, but just because we would be going over our allotted time. But yes, real-time icon updates as well as breadcrumbs is available standard out of the box. And you also have those two pieces of functionality in the historical replay tool. Okay, so talking a little bit about base map data. So out of the box, we provide a customer-specific AOI base map. In the event the customer has more specific mapping requirements, we can work with our Compass data team to provide those maps, to provide those base maps. They could be in the form of, again, tiled base maps like you see there in the middle, or even aerial photography. Maybe you are attending a forest firing event, supporting a forest fighting event, and you have planes being flying daily to view the progression of the fire. Those can be sideloaded via USB drive and directly placed in a base map within minutes. Okay? So takeaway there is we provide a customer AOI by default. We can upgrade the data to more enhanced data sets, or even imagery that can be updated, again, quickly and easily via side mounting USB. Yeah, so, and these are standard, one more back, please. Sorry. These are standard Esri formats. So in the event you guys have a GIS department, this isn't rocket science. We can work with your GIS department and they can spit out these formats quickly. And in the event you don't, we can also support you getting these base maps into the system as well. Last thing I wanted to mention was the last component that's installed and included with the system is the SQL database. SQL database is to retain all the historical information. So you have it available for historical replay. In the event you want to go back in time and review some sort of incident, maybe there's some sort of court procedure, God forbid, someone's in trouble, or some sort of injury, something like that, you have that location available to you and readily accessible via our historical replay tool. It's SQL Express. It's a free version. It's distributable. There is no additional licensing requirements necessary from the customer. Last item I would like to talk about is system configuration. The system is highly configurable. And just for example, I can take the various radio assets and I can put them into groups. I might have a fire group. I might have a police group. I might have a public safety, various groups and various names. I can assign the assets to the various groups. I can give assets names. I can even provide group permissions. So different users can only see different groups. Well, that's great, the fact that it's customizable. But what we've done for the response system is we've defaulted all these settings. They're generic names. For example, the group name would be just respond radios. All the radios report immediately to these groups, and they're all assigned to a single username. It's a bit generic, it's defaulted, but again, the idea is to be able to get to minimal training and to be able to have the user, provide the user the ability to plug in the radios, turn on the system, and have dots on the map within seconds, within minutes. And that's all I have. I'm going to turn it over to my coworker, Haas Saoud, who's our chief systems engineer. And he's going to go into some more specific details of the Compass Respond functionality.
Haas, you're on mute. So if you could come off of mute and start over, please.
Okay, sorry about that. Good morning, everyone. And before I start on the backup system, or talking about the backup system here, I would like to talk a little bit about the radios. And Motorola APX radios come with the GPS location by default. And the only thing you need to do is enable that function. Also enable the data function on the radio and give that radio an IP address and the IP address of the gateway. That's all you need to do on the code plug and load it to the radio. The gateway radio is the one connected directly to the laptop. This radio is the gateway that transmits data from all radios in the field to the laptop. Okay, and what we see here, this is the backend system, the LDE, location data engine. What you see on top is the location data stream coming in with the radio IP address, timestamp, and the alias of that radio. And like Brandon was saying, the system is configured by default. That means you turn the laptop on, turn the gateway radio on, and the field radios will start sending location. What we do when the radio registers with the system, we send 3 commands to the radios to send the cadence at a specific cadence, at specific time. Either minimum is 30 seconds, and send another command to send the location for emergency, and the command to send PTT, which is push to talk. Okay, in this slide here, what Brandon was talking about, the grouping, we see 3 groups here. And by default, the system comes with Respond Radios group, and we configure that group as the one that accepts all the radios or the new radios coming to the system. And that group has access, or the admin has access to that and assign it to individuals. And another thing I want to mention here with the grouping, you can assign different cadences to a group. For example, fire, you can assign it 30 seconds, police 1 minute, and so on.
And another thing about groups too, Haas, like if you were in a wildland fire environment and had different, like a jump group and different groups of people, you can set up those groups based on what the workflow is for those small teams, correct? And then the commander sitting back at Respond could see those teams or work with those teams. Other examples might be security in certain locations at an event. You have certain types of security that may be on foot, maybe in vehicle, that would be able to be set up as groups and monitored separately. That's sort of the way we see this being used. Is that right?
Right. And again, we assign icons, colors, and permissions per group. So any radio in that group will have the same icon and same color and the permissions. Okay, the system comes with two accounts by default. The user account that has access to the viewer only, and the admin account that has access to the backend for configuration purposes. And more accounts can be added to the system. And accounts, when created, you can get access to all the groups or a specific group. This will limit access to other groups that are either not accessible by everyone or just by a specific group of people. What we have here is the screenshot of the viewer. On top, you see the navigation links, zoom in, zoom out, go home, and so on. To the left, we see functionality tabs. And what we have here, this is the Motorola functionality where we can pull radios. That means we send commands directly to a radio. What we see here is we select Radio 1, for example, and either click on Find, you'll find it on the map, or Pull, you send the command to the radio for the location or the current location of that radio, and it will respond to you and it will be centered on the map. And you can also change cadence for a radio. And what we see here, the minimum, like we said, is 30 seconds, not 10 seconds. And you can send that command to the radio. Or you can also select the distance. If the radio is moving for a distance, it can send you the location. At the bottom, you see the asset table. These are the radios that are reporting currently. And you can sort by groups, by title, or IP addresses. And to the right, you can see the GPS timestamp. It can tell you the last time that radio was reported. And also, the system has a look back functionality, which tells you, or you tell the system to display radios back to few hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever you need. That means any radio reported during that period will be displayed here. If you don't need this function, you can disable it and see only the live radios on the system. And if you know that a radio is out there and it's not reporting, and you know the alias of that radio, you can pull that radio and it will start reporting. Here we see one of our popular function is the emergency. What you see here is a pop-up that shows you the radio that sent the emergency with the timestamp. And in the middle, you can see that radio turned red. That's the radio that sent the emergency. And it is centered on the map. Once we see the emergency, the system will send a command to the radio, changing the cadence to the minimum, which is 30 seconds. This is in case if your cadence is longer, a minute or 2 minutes, then we change the cadence to 30 seconds, and the radio will keep sending location every 30 seconds until that emergency is clear. And this pop-up can show multiple emergencies at the same time, and you can select the one you're interested in, you can locate it, and you can clear it. Once you clear the emergency, the system will send another cadence change to the radio to go back to its default cadence. And, okay, I'm sorry, go ahead. And this is another functionality of the system called geofencing. Geofence is an area in the map that you select by drawing a box, and you want to see if or when a radio goes in and out of that geofence. And that is displayed right here, radio 1, for example. And any radios that goes in or out will be displayed here. And this functionality is used usually for example, crime scene or a fire where people are not supposed to be in certain area, and then you can get an alert if someone is getting close to that area or inside actually the area.
Another one we've had too, Haas, is a live fire exercise by defense training where they don't want specific soldiers in certain areas, either due to the live fire or due to ordnance that are in certain areas. We've seen it used in that application as well, I think, too.
Exactly. We have a customer who's using this functionality for training purposes, and we were told that they have a geofence around an area where no one should leave, because outside that area they have bombs going off, so nobody needs to be close to that.
Well, and I think there's an alert too you can set up when they go in and out that flashes is recorded. Is that correct?
Right. Yes.
Out or an alert based on X amount of time for how long you've been in the geofence. So it'll continue to alert you every 30 seconds, for example, if you want that alert as well.
Another training or another way this function can be used was Camp Dawson, where they used it for training, and when they send people into the woods and they want to make sure they don't leave the area. So this way they keep eyes on everyone in the system. And here we have another popular functionality. This is the replay. The replay is what you a period in the past that you are interested in. You can select the time, the date, time, and the radios, or you can select the whole group of radios and load the data that you can play as a movie, or you can paint the town, which is take all the data points and display them or splash them on screen. What we see here, these are 4 radios moving around, and all the data points that you see on screen have timestamp on them. So you click on the data point and you see the date and the timestamp.
Okay, thank you, Haas, Brandon, and John. We appreciate your attendance today. We'd like to open up the floor now for some questions and answers, or if there's any other comments our panel would like to make. So if you can go into the Q&A section and type in a question, we'd be happy to answer the question. John, while we're going through this, how would someone acquire or buy this system?
Well, the product, of course, is available now, and they can. One of the easiest ways to get access to the product is through our channel partners at Motorola. So if you have Motorola account managers or pre-sales engineers supporting your business, and you are a Motorola customer, that is the easiest access. And then we will work with Motorola to package up and design the system around your requirements. You can call us directly, of course, and we'd be delighted to have you do that, of course. And we will be shortly launching a demo program. So if you'd like to demo this product for say a couple of weeks in the field, and I guess as we say, kick the tires, we'd be delighted to support that as well.
Okay. So Brandon, the mapping data I think is essential because we are a GIS-centric company with our partners at Esri. and the ability to bring in not only imagery but thermal data and customized map data to the workflow. And there's a specific map format we support. I don't know if you mentioned that specifically, that makes it easy to move data around.
Not go into the specific map format, but it is, it's called an MMPK file. It's an export from ArcGIS Pro. So you set up your map, you basically you have your GIS infrastructure within ArcGIS Pro, and you export the layers that you like as the MMPK. You sideload them into the machine. We have a specific directory. You open up your viewer, and it's once you export it, it really couldn't be any more. It couldn't be any easier.
And we have a client that's in the defense for Mexico, Navy and Army of Mexico, and you've loaded the entire country of Mexico map on this solution. And
it's actually a pretty amazing format. I don't remember exactly for that customer, for the Mexican Navy. We were using ArcGIS Server, and the top caches were, I'm just going to say 100 gig. I don't remember exactly. This MMPK file is 1.5 gigs, the entire country of Mexico. So I don't know what they're doing for compression, but it is so far pretty amazing. It's something I'd like to learn a little bit about more. I just haven't been able to do it. But what that means to us is it gives us the flexibility to add many, many base maps, or I should say many base maps on the machine without really having to worry about space.
So here,
a gentleman has posted a question in the chat box rather than the Q&A box. He's asking any consideration to integrate audio recording feature, perhaps using speaker mic audio pins from accessory connector.
No considerations regarding the audio recording feature. We do have an incident marker, incident management tool where you basically drop it in our Compass Track product, where you can drop a map pin and add some sort of annotation to it. I believe what you're asking for is the same thing. Drop a marker pin and say, hey, this is where Brian entered the fire zone on the northwest slope of Estes Park, or something to that effect. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I think that could be a solution, a workaround for it. But if we could also record audio and tie it to the asset, that would be something for consideration in the future.
And then you could even tie it into replay as well, so you could really get a true historical incident playback.
Yeah, whoever requested that, we'd like to talk to you about the requirements for that. That sounds like an interesting enhancement. Haas, on the radio setup, we wanted to do everything we could to make this as seamless and easy as possible, to set up that master radio and the code plugs and all. Motorola, if people can support that effort, we can support that effort, but maybe give us just a high-level view of what that effort involves.
Okay. Like I said, the location function or option is disabled by default. You enable that functionality, and there's another functionality. It's called data in the radio. There you can give the radio an IP address, and then also there's a place where you can put the registration server. That means when this radio turns on, where does it need to register? So we configure that to send data to the gateway radio. So by doing so, we see that registration come in and we respond to it. Okay. Once that completed, and you can create, it's called a system personality on the radio, and you can assign that to any channel that you want to track.
So the gateway radio, and with the mobiles, it's pretty much plug and play with very little configuration. And people that are used to using Motorola radios this is standard functional for them?
Yes, it's very, very simple configuration.
Okay. So just had a comment by one of our folks that said the Mexico compression was from 204 gigabytes down to 1.5 gigabytes to support this application. So that's again part of the Esri backend, being able to deal with large data sets. And if you're a national security agency, has to travel the whole U.S. or some whole country, the ability to put large map in there so it's in a case ready to go, and you jump on a plane or you jump in a car or go somewhere and fire it up and go right to the map data, it supports that.
I saw another question come in from a gentleman named Andres about a distributor in Colombia. I happen to live in Medellin, Colombia, and he says it looks like he has a SWAT and military police opportunity. So if you'd like to get a hold of John, that's something we can certainly support.
Yeah, thank you, Andres. We'd love to work with you down there.
And as I mentioned, the viewer does support Spanish.
And the documentation as well, correct?
Correct.
There are several questions posted in the chat box as well.
I have one more. I know we're getting a little short on time. I see a current customer online, Jimmy Isaacs. He has a story where he used our previous system, Compass Track, finding an elderly with Alzheimer's. And pretty interesting story. He was sitting in the living room of the family tracking where the radios have been and where the search party had been. This is a little more portable system, but Jimmy has been a huge help to me in beta testing this application, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for your assistance. Is there anything you want to add, Jimmy?
I don't know.
He may
Jimmy,
not be able to talk.
Yeah. I think one interest Jimmy had as well was he's in sort of central western North Carolina, and he gets called on to travel to the east coast of North Carolina and support for hurricane response, and he likes the ability to be able to take this system with him with his people and their radios where they may not be connected to the other, have interoperability with other people's comp systems, and he still can have command and control. And Jimmy, I think you can confirm that, but in the Q&A, but it's my understanding that's one of the things you are looking forward in the system as well. Okay, we've got 2 more minutes left, and we want to keep within our hour time frame here. I would like to thank our panelists today, and we're very excited about getting more people to go through demos of the system. We can do live demos of the system online, remotely, or we will have demo systems we can put out as loaners that we would like to get it out to you, configured, ready for you to test. They're also within the Connect Me. If you go online and connect me, you can schedule a meeting with any of us as well. And probably John would be your best point of contact. If you would like more information, request a demo or request a loaner system. And the product is online.
Ready there, Brent. Sorry to interrupt.
Pardon me?
Sounds like, sorry to interrupt, but it sounds like we have one demo request already down here in Colombia with the Colombian National Police.
Great. So it's right in your backyard, Brandon.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one. And maybe they'll come escort you out of your apartment so you can go outside and
yes.
Other than once a week right now.
More than once a week, yes. Actually, if I could just have a couple hours on the weekend, I'd be happy.
Well, maybe they can schedule it then. But no, please schedule a meeting with us. Go online, go to support@compasscomp.com, and we'd be happy to provide you information, your local Motorola contact, or we can work with you directly if it makes sense. So once again, thank you all for attending. You will receive a questionnaire or poll to rate what you thought of the event, and we'd like your feedback on this. And we're doing more and more of these, and sorry for the technical glitch today. So again, thank you very much, and we appreciate your attendance. Thanks.
Thank you for your time, everyone. Bye-bye.